Hey guys, this is Steve from Pyeongchon again, and this is my blog or my vlog for C2 Unit 4 Brain Boosters. For this particular project, what the students have to do is they have to create alternative methods to smart drugs. And so for research, what I had my students do is have them research different ways that they could stay awake and stay focused rather than smart drugs. Things like coffee or exercising or getting enough sleep, things like that. So for this project, I'm going to change it up a little bit. What Cheongnam had is they wanted you to make a schedule that they could follow in order to stay focused in class and those sorts of things. So what I'm planning on doing instead is I'm going to have them make a video again, and my idea for this is for the video they need to the two main characters in the video will be kind of like rival students at middle school. So we're going to have one student, they're both very good students, but one of the students decides that they're going to start using like Adderall. And so like my idea for the play is that the one student usually got better grades than the other student, but then the other student starts using Adderall or Ritalin or any of those smart drugs and starts doing better, and the other person can't really figure out how. So the setting will probably take place in some sort of school, and then they'll kind of go from that starting point of two rival students competing against each other in school. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to again have a worksheet that will help them with their roles. Student number one, each student will have a introduction part before they show their video. So for example, student number one will have to explain about some of the academic pressures middle school students have. Student number two will have to explain one concern about using smart drugs that they learned from the reading. Student number three will also have to explain about one of the concerns of smart drugs that they read from the reading. And student number four will have to do the conclusion after the video is over and explain what method is the best method or the best alternative method to using smart drugs. I hope that makes sense. I found that these worksheets work very well if they have specific roles, especially for middle school. And then for the roles in the video, what their job is for student number one, they are going to be the student who has been the student who used to be the better student but now is the worst student because of the other student using Adderall. And they're the student that's going to have to try to come up with the alternative methods because they do not want to use smart drugs. The other student number two will be a friend of student number one, and they'll kind of help them come up with ideas for alternative methods besides using Adderall or Ritalin or those smart drugs. And then student number three will be the rival, the student who used to do worse on the test and now suddenly is a lot better and a lot more focused. And student number four, if you have four roles, could be a teacher or a parent, or it can kind of be whatever the students want it to be for that. I hope that makes sense. So for what I'm thinking about doing for props is that I'm going to bring in like the xylitol type of gum, and I'm going to like pretend to have that be like Adderall or some sort of pills. I'm also going to bring in like lots of like review tests from like 3.0 review test or CL review test that like they can use as props, like, oh, I got an A+, oh, I got this grade. You know, just anything that might be classroom related that they can use. I'm also going to bring in maybe some like cans of coffee. I'm obviously not going to let the kids drink it, but you know, in the video they can be like showing themselves like drinking it. I think I'm going to bring in a pillow as well to show maybe one of the alternative methods is sleeping. Yeah, so like those kinds of props for things that they might think of for alternative methods, I'm going to bring in all those things so they can use them in their video. And for their video, I thought it would be, if my students are good enough, if they have time, what I'm planning on having them do is seeing if they can create like a Rocky type of montage. So like you have like, I don't know, like in Rocky 4 he like fights the big Russian guy, and like whenever they show the Russian, he's like working inside and he's getting like steroids and stuff. So my idea was like maybe have some kind of montage where like the students, you know, one student is like popping the Adderall pills and like studying and working really hard, and the other student is like, you know, drinking coffee, taking naps, going running for exercise, to show the alternative methods. And then like if they can, like use the Magisto app and do like a montage with that, and like have like Eye of the Tiger playing or something. I thought that would be pretty funny if they could do that. Next thing I'm gonna do is, last week I made an extra list of expressions that they could use to help them with their lines, because once again, Bridge, especially Bridge Middle School, their vocabulary is so low and they have so much trouble writing sentences. I'm trying to give them as much help as I can. So I'm going to add media cards for extra expression list. I'm also going to add media cards for extra vocab words, because after doing C2 day 1 this past week, like my students are still having trouble just with really basic words. Like I had to explain to them what the word focus meant like 20 times for my last class. So if I have to explain to them what that word means 20 times, we might have some trouble going into day 2. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this as well. Just a quick recap. Instead of them making like a PowerPoint type of schedule, I'm going to have them create a video. If there's no time for the video, they're going to have to make it into a skit. Each student will have a role, and I have everything printed out for them about what they can do. I hope that was clear. So they're going to be making a video. One student will be the good student. The other student will be the student who takes Adderall to get good grades. One group member will be a friend who helps them come up with alternative methods. And the other one can be like a parent or a teacher. And then at the conclusion, after they finish their video, a person will conclude about which method they thought was the best method to using smart drugs. Yep. I hope this helps, and I will see you guys again and let you know how it worked. All right, bye.